Hello and Happy New Year to everyone watching. I decided to do something a little bit different for today. Something a bit slower and less exciting just for the people just like me who basically don't care about New Year's Eve. So here you go. I don't know how long this will actually be because I record this chronologically. I should probably do the intro afterwards because I know what's going on then. But I don't. We're getting stuck in here, so if you don't have anything to do here on New Year's Eve, this is the thing for you basically. We are in Car Mechanic Simulator, right here, carcomplaints.com, that is my garage, and that's usually what they want to do once I've mended it for them. I watched a video of this the other day of somebody playing it who doesn't know how cars work, and I have a vague idea, but I don't really know much apart from the basics. So this will be interesting. This car here, which is a Fiat 500, 600-ish style car, has some issues. Let's open up here and see. Air filter, centrifugal oil filter, engine head, fuel filler and valve push rod cover. They're all broken. But as far as I've worked out, you also need to pay attention to repair all engine faults because the tasks description isn't always fully covered in the faulty parts description. The other thing to keep in mind is the minimum condition is exceeding minimum condition. Surely it should be below minimum condition. Anyway, 59% parts that are below that in condition will have to be replaced regardless of whether or not they're listed here, and I would imagine you get bonuses for it. I've had pretty much taken this whole thing apart, as you can see here as we get later on here, and I've bought all of the parts that I need to put on it. This is a two-cylinder engine. I can tell that because there's one cylinder there and another one there, a piston with a con rod. Yes, and these are all just above par, aren't they? Yes, they are. So if we go into assemble mode, we have all of these options here. I'll go ahead and I'll put on these things here. I don't know what they are. They're valve push rod covers for my look. And we can put in some valve push rods, which is the thing that goes into a car, I've learnt. Yeah, this part here, I don't know much about this bit here. I know how to change, like, a sprinkler. I know how to top that off. I know how to do coolant and oil. And I know how to change tyres, like how you do that properly. Like if you want to change over to like winter tyres or summer tyres, or rotate your tyres, or fill them up with air, because if they might be low on air pressure. I know all of that stuff. That's very easy. But getting to this part here where you actually do the car parts, I know. Like for example, we've got the ignition distributor. Why would you ever want to distribute the ignition? Quite clearly the ignition happens inside the engine, and that's good. Over here, though, where is that a fuel tank? Yeah, I get why you put the fuel tank at the back when you got a front engine car, because you want the bits that really burns well far away from parts that might catch fire, you know? So it kind of makes logical sense that it sits in the opposite end of the car. Obviously, in modern cars, you've got all of those electrical components and that may catch fire. I mean, see Ferraris, Peugeots, Teslas, I think. Was that not the one, or was that a Ferrari? I don't know, I'm getting confused. Anyway, we're putting this together. We also need to put in an ignition distributor rotor, which is nothing like a helicopter as far as I know, and this cap here for the thing down there, and that's all sorted. We also need to mount up the engine head, which was also a bit broken. I wanted to take it for a test drive because I think mechanics do that when they get a broken car in, but I couldn't because, you know, the engine wasn't working. So I'm bolting it all together. And we're just putting all of the bolts in here. You can see my experience is at 221.63, it says up there. So it's quite early on. I haven't unlocked any of the additional stuff out there. I mean, I don't even have a parking bays near my workshop here. So clearly I'm much, much worse off than any other car mechanic. But we need to put the carburetor on, and that's right on the limit, 59%. So I bought a new one, and I'm bolting it in here. Right there, a carburetor. I thought they were bigger. Pardon me, I thought they were a lot bigger than what you see here. But they're not. We now also need to put, the rocker arms, which is just 2% of parts above what it needs to be. We also need a carburetor elbow, which is the thing there. It's a pipe, is what it is. And that is sorted. Do we need anything on the back of the engine? Oh yeah, we got the exhaust manifold, which is another pipe. It's sort of like a bendy pipe, a C pipe, I want to call that. Which just goes on, and then you put your exhaust system on this bit over there, and we'll get to that as soon as we've done this, I reckon. Sort it there. Yeah, there we go. We can put that on, but I'll wait with that until we put pretty much everything else on. Engine head cover, yeah, that can probably go on here. We'll tune that down. Tune it down there. And then we'll need to get focused over here. What's this? That's a fuel pump. Yeah, I reckon they're kind of important. You kind of want to pump your fuel into your engine, don't you? Otherwise, you're not going to go very far. So we now got to assemble it anywhere else. Yeah, over here. Could we do the front crankshaft bearing? Over here. That's some big bolts you put on there. I don't know if you need to cross these. I'm not crossing them. I'll just do it like this. I don't think it matters. I know. It doesn't matter here. What about this? Oh, yeah, oh, there we go. Small cam gear, which is just above and a timing chain, which I think is very important because timing and an engine is very important. Again, here, cam gear, just on the limit. We're replacing it with a brand new one, and I'm sure they'll be very happy about that. Their engine will be running just fine, despite the fact that I've been the one mending it. We can now put a timing cover on, which just kind of covers it all up, which, if I were a mechanic, I'd be bloody annoyed by the fact that they cover aboard the mechanical parts, because it makes being a mechanic a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Like, for example, to get the engine head off, I needed to remove every cover I could possibly find in order to gain access to it. Like, the cover over there, I think it's just for a fan or something, had to be done as well. We now have a crankshaft pulley which goes on here, with the biggest of all bolts, and a centrifugal oil filter which was really broken. I mean, that's just nothing left there. We can tighten it on here. All of these bolts go on. I don't know what you use. Do you just use a spanner? Probably do. Just tighten it all up here. Oh, you know those little... Yeah, probably the ones that do the ka-chinky noise that we're hearing. That would probably explain it, wouldn't it? Over here, so we've got a rear fan cover. That's the thing I was talking about. Right over here. See, that's bolted on there. We'll just bolt it in. And we can now put the front fan cover on, which I'm guessing also has the fan in it. But we can't actually see that. And it just kind of runs into the actual cover itself. This is surprisingly detailed. I didn't expect it to be this detailed. Before we do this, though, before we put the top fan cover on, we need to... No, please do the spark plugs, because it kind of seems like it would be a good idea to do them now. Yeah, and they're both above what we want them to be, so that's good. Right in there. And we can put some ignition wires on. They're also just above what you want. And we can then put a top fan cover on. 66%, all is lovely. Tighten these bolts in. This is a more comprehensive job than the ones I've done before, which has basically been rather small. So we're going to have to take it all apart and try and figure out what's wrong. Again, air filter, kind of important, otherwise it just mess up the engine inside. So we've got to put that on here, we've got to put these clips on. Yeah, they have these in real cars, and it seems like a terrible idea to use clips for this. But apparently that's what you do. And here we go. We need a fuel filter. Yeah, that was a bit broken as well. So basically, poor engine in this thing, it must have been absolutely destroyed by the end. We can also put on the thermostat cover with a couple of bolts, straight on, and straight on. Well, pretty much there, actually, straight on there. And then we put on the muffler here. I'm guessing that's just mainly the exhaust. All of it right there, all of the exhaust systems right out there, like all of the hot gases and that is let down into that little muffler, and then it's out that pipe out the back. This is a rear engine car, the Fiat 500, which this isn't, by the way. It's certainly not. It's a Maluk, whatever it was called. I don't know. So with that done here, we now need to do generator. Yeah, we probably want to do that, otherwise the battery might run out of power and we won't be able to start it up. As far as I know, the generator charges the battery when the car's running. So if that's not working, the battery will run out of power and you won't be able to start. And I think it might also, make the car stop if it doesn't have any battery power on. I know batteries are very important, and some cars, I know modern VWs, they will complain if battery runs low and you will have to do something about it. I don't know if every modern car do that. I think that's it. I think I've reassembled this engine. If only real mechanism was this simple, it's not. But we can go out here and we can press O and see I've done everything. Look how good a mechanic I am. This has taken me 9 minutes. And that's done, and I've made a lot of money now. But I didn't gain a lot of experience from that. So we can go over to the phone and we can grab a new job. We have general running gear control and repair. So that's all of the wheels and the steering parts. And I don't know, not brakes. But we have here, we got these two out here. We can decline immediately because I'm not skilled enough to take them. But we can go with the Katagiri Katsumoto. Take that one in. We'll give that one a good bash, won't we? Here it is, which looks sort of-ish like a VW. I want to say the Jetta, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, I do know that there are some DLC with real manufacturers, like I've seen Bentley and Mercedes and Maserati, I think, as well. But the issues we need to look at here is, part not discovered. Yeah, it got more difficult now. We know there's brake problems and a loud exhaust. So we'll go ahead then and walk over here to our little shutter thing and take it to the test track with a Katsumoto. We are at the test track and it's pretty simple. I'm using WhatsApp controls for this. I drive forward, I do the little test track here, and that's about it. It's in an old factory, which is not where I'd expect a mechanic to go and test my car, and certainly wouldn't expect him to drive it like I'm doing here, which is rather spirited over here. This part here is what they call the slalom, which I don't think it is, but okay. Over here. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know if there's any damage here. I don't want to try and destroy this car. We've got to do the flippy floppies here. Ding, 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 ding. And then we do the funky flunks. And then we come up here. Brake. Oh, yeah, it's braking, certainly. I'm not hearing any weird noises, but now we'll get a report on the car and what's wrong with it, at least some parts that we can find during the test drive. We got the report in right here and lots of stuff here. I'll quickly grab a screenshot because I won't be able to remember all of this. A clutch plate, there's lots of stuff there. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we found it on the... we need to go over here. Parts not discovered. Well, that's sodding great. So anything below 54%, well, let's move the vehicle by pressing M and take it to a lifter over here. And let's also, well, what did it say? It said, could we please see what it said out here? Brake problems. And, we got exhaust pipe and metal muffler for that, but the brake problems have not been discovered. Let's open up the engine here and have a bit of a look. We have this very wonderful thing here, which allows us to sort of have X-ray Superman vision, but for car bits that are a bit broken. So I've gone into the toggle conditions mode. What can we see? Brake pump here. Yeah, I want to... No, that's not... Okay, let's try and assemble that again. That's 58%. What's the limit? 54. Okay, so that's not an issue. Examine. Yeah, I know that's a bit broken. Battery. Oh, I don't have one of those, do I? No. Let's try and run the... let's try and go into examine and run the OBD scanner, which is this computer here. And you have to unlock that. Same with the compression tester. Both of those I have unlocked. The electronic meter I haven't. And now we're going to get a further reading out here of... Oh, yes. What's the limit? 55 for that. No, all is good on that front, isn't it? So we don't need to worry about any of that out here. But what? Oh, the ABS pump here. So can we go in and disassemble the ABS module? Now, logic would dictate that the rusty parts are broken. And that's certainly how it has been so far for me. Also, if you look at the metal muffler back there. That thing there. This out here looks like it may be a bit broken as well. But let's have... Oh, yeah, 7%. Jesus Christ. A starter. No, I don't want to do that. Let's exit that by pressing... No, so we need the electronics tester for that. Do we have anything else in here that involves braking? No, I don't think so. We'll keep that in mind. I won't, by the way. I'll forget. But we can try and bring it up there. So what does it say? Oh, I can't see that when it's raising itself up on the little lift here. We found the ABS pump here. And what can we do here? We can go into click it. And let's just go in here and disassemble the... Oh, rather, not disassemble, but just take off this wheel. Again, by the little torque wrench, it sounds like. Getting rid of that there. Go into examine mode. Take out the brake disc here. That is 61%. That's actually pretty good. What about the pads? Oh, that's 12. What about the caliper? Oh, that's all right, actually. Here, now, I would imagine the wheel hub and that would also affect braking. Because if that's damaged or loose or anything of that nature, it would make it a bit wobbly under braking. So let's go in here. Let's try and disassemble the brake caliper, or rather just remove it. We don't want to disassemble it. We can't disassemble it. It's one solid piece of material. I don't know what it's made of, so I have to try and not sound like I know what it is. Lower suspension arm seems fine. What about the front suspension cross member? That I can't test because I don't have the right tools. That I can't either. What about the shock hat up there? Oh no, we can't do that either. So none of that probably. And we have to remove bits in order to get to that one there. And we have to, can only be examined by taking it off the car. But we don't have any report of that being an issue, so we have to not look into that. So we'll go over here and we'll go for the tyre on this side. take that off as well, using the torque wrench spanner device, multiple thing that we have. And we'll just re-examine this side here. Wheel hub bearing, we got that on the report. Somehow we were able to deduct that ourselves. Brake pads, worn out as well though, no surprise. What about the steering knuckle? Which, I like the sound of that, by the way. What about the front wheel hub? That's A-OK as well. Well, not A-OK, but it's certainly within reasonable limits. So let's go in here and disassemble our brake caliper. No, remove it. Let's not disassemble, but certainly take it off. We'll take off the pad here. That's good stuff. Now, I know we also have brakes on the back of a car. So let's remove the tyres here. Or rather, wheels. I know, technically, the rubbery bit, that's a tyre, this is a rim, and I think combined it makes it a wheel. So I've just got to try and get the terminology right, because probably there's some people out there who knows stuff about this a lot more than I do. Oh, the caliper there is a bit broken, isn't it? Yeah, some people might know a bit more about this than I do, and I don't want to offend those people because it's the internet and people get a bit cross with you if you get stuff wrong. Well, let's see here. Rear suspension arm. Yeah, suspension looks different at the back, presumably because it doesn't have to support an engine and all of those bits that come with an engine. There we go. See there. I mean, basically, at the back, you've got the rear passengers, and you've got the fuel tank and whatever is in the boot, and usually not a lot. So we can go off here. We can get rid of the brake caliper. Well, we need to disassemble, don't we? And I think it was both parts for this here. Yeah, that's 25%, and that's 29%, so I was right in that. We can then move over and do pretty much the same thing over here. Presumably it's the same issue here. And they really should take the car out to be cleaned a bit. These rims look awful. I mean, that's just not acceptable at all, is it? Let's try and examine here. Rear wheel hub is a bit sort of worn out. That's okay. What about the pads? Oh, pads are okay. What about the caliper? Not okay. What about the sort of thing back there? I'm guessing that this would affect braking as well, because it would unsettle it and make it a bit wobbly. I guess most people don't drive their car in a spirited fashion. Certainly not that often. Even though I think you're actually supposed to, at least every once in a while, give them a, you know, just a good drive, just to make sure that all the parts are working just fine. And also give the engine, especially if it's a diesel, a good workout if you drive a lot in the city. That's what I've been told. I don't know if it's real or if it's just somebody who's telling me to go thrash a car every once in a while. Just for the doing of it. There we go. Took that off. That's all of the brakes. We know all of the bits about the exhaust, so we can buy that at the same time. I now have literally everything here. I need to sell some of these. So go in here. Yeah, I want to sell that. That's the car that we repaired earlier. I can see that because it's called the Maluch up here. So there we go. That's the first one. The ABS module, ABS pump. That's a 1. And brake pads. We need 2. We need 3 brake pads. And how many calipers? 2. Yeah, and 2 calipers and some exhaust business out here. Let's have a look. Well, we need to go near the car actually to see that. I forgot. Let's go over here. Press O. Yeah, all of that is listed. Exhaust pipe and middle muffler. Let's start out by buying that because I can't see that in my inventory. So over here and try exhaust. I spelled that right, didn't I? Oh yeah, exhaust pipe. There's only one type correct. Oh yeah, there is, because we've got front exhaust section. No, we just want an exhaust pipe, please. Thank you. And then muffler. It's a middle one, but we don't really have to do that there. And now I need to make sure that I buy the right bits here. Brake calipers. We need 3 of those. Let's type in brake. And buy calipers. Hang on. No, is that what? No, pads is 3. So 1, 2, 3. How many things of the other ones? The calipers. 1 at least. 2. Any more? 1, 2. No, I think it's just 2. Yeah, just 2. Anything else we need to buy? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and buy 2 calipers. 1, 2. Sort it away. And we can go over there. Or rather over here and put it back on. So let's click assemble, or rather click in. And do assemble and attach a brake pad here, a brand new one. And over here, we don't remember if that was worn out or what it was, but certainly it doesn't matter anyway, as long as it's all okay. I don't know if you need to put it back to front again, if there's anything wear-wise there. I'll hold off with reattaching the tyre. It seems like a good idea in case you've missed something to just hold off with that. It also eases access to everything else. Oh, I'm in disassemble mode. Let's put on the brake disc again. We didn't need to change that. So put on a pad and a caliper, which goes on top of the pad. And there we go. Yeah, we'll hold off with the tyre as well. Go to the front bit over here and into assemble mode. Just keep that in mind that it defaults into disassemble, which isn't nice if you just want to assemble it all again, so you take it all apart. Now, on the Mallet before, I had another one in of the same kind, and I had a bit of an issue with that one. I couldn't find, I think it was a wheel hub, like a wheel drive shaft hub or something of that nature. Couldn't find it. Turns out it was a tiny little part inside another part that I had missed, which is really annoying. Being a mechanic must be bloody infuriating. But let's have a look here and see ABS. Oh yeah, the ABS pump goes in the engine, that's right. And now we just need to go in here and try and just disassemble this. Right, go in here. Exhaust pipe, take this off here. Hang on, that's not so easy in real life. I've helped remove a thing there before, and I know they're clammed on with stuff. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We can go ahead and put on an exhaust pipe, and then the metal muffler here with brand new parts. And is that it? Let's see here. Yeah, it is. We just need to bolt the wheels on. Not a bolt, but it's only reattached here. Assemble mode, straight on Ream Classic 02. Go over there, over there. You've got to cross these, in case you didn't know in real life, in order to prevent, I think it's some sort of torque thing you're supposed to protect or help out with. I've had it explained to me, but I've just basically just heard, yep, okay, I need to do the crossy thingy there, otherwise wheels go bad. That was my deduction over the thing I was told by an authorised VW mechanic, no less. I don't think he doesn't work as a VW mechanic, but he was trained as one back in the day. So that's good enough for me. If you can mend a VW, I'm going to trust whatever you say. When it comes to cars, bolt that in there. Those wheels are bang on tight. We should get an air gun. It's a lot easier with an air gun. It takes about, like half a minute to undo all of the bolts on a tyre if you are quick. With an air gun, whereas it takes a lot more time if you do it the old-fashioned way. Let's lower it off the ramp here. We've got 4 wheels and tyres. Yup, sorted. Lower it down. We go to the engine. Now we need to do the ABS thingy, don't we? Yes, we need to put it into reassemble mode. ABS. Oh, we need to buy one of those. I knew there was something I forgot. ABS pump coming up here. Let's type in ABS. Other words, ABS pump. There we go. That's the pump that somehow does the anti-lock braking. I'm not sure how it works. Like, not really. Maybe it just detects that there is some slip from the tyres. Maybe that changes how the brakes feel. I don't know. And then it just goes in and corrects it. I don't know. I just know it's magic, and it's very important that we have it because it does help you stop. Let's go in here and see ABS module. Oh, they got this tiny little bolt. Can't we just glue it on or something? It seems to be a lot better. Although I suppose we'd have to replace everything when something like this breaks. So I think that's everything sorted. Let's have a bit of a look-see here and see, yup, it's all being flacked off here. So I think we can go ahead and we can close the bonnet and we can go ahead and press O again and finish the job. And we made some dosh there. Quite a bit of dosh, actually. We got as much for that as we got for the other one where we basically took the whole bloody thing apart. So let's see what we got in terms of jobs here. We have a general running gear control and repair, which is like wheels and suspension and that. You've got to make sure everything is A-OK there. And the car feels loose. I think the controlling is just to tell you what part of the car's wrong. We'll take that one because I haven't worked on that and it looks like an old Ford Sierra. Let's go and grab that one there and see what that is then. And it is indeed an old Ford Sierra, I think. Let's see here what it says in our report. We got left leaf springs. Oh, we're back in the old timers, aren't we? And we got inner tyre rod, leaf spring. Oh, so basically, generally just check all of that. Well, that means that we need to... Well, first of all, we've got to take it for another test drive. And we're back out here. Let's accelerate away. Yeah, that's the sound of an old Ford Sierra. I don't know if it is. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what this car is. I know it's just a Salem out here, which is a part of America, I think, or a city or a district in an American city. I don't know. We'll go down here through the slalom bit. It's quite rapid. I've made a mess of that one. Oh dear. Did I break it? Let's just hope there's no damage here, otherwise, well, I would probably have seen it, wouldn't I? Yeah, that was quite a forceful impact. So slalom, that's okay. Or maybe it wasn't because we bent it a bit. Come around this corner here. We'll do the flippy floppy. Say diggy 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 diggy. Dunk 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 dunk. Let it break. Yeah, it does break. We've got to stop within the red zone, don't we? Over here, like a cool dramatic thing we did there. We're back in here, and oh yeah, lots of stuff is broken there. We can see what is the limit. If we look at this car, 51%, I think some of it was on it. Part not discovered yet, so we need to bring it over onto the ramp of the lifter thing here. You'll raise it up. Up you go, come on, up you go. Up in the air. There we go. We'll have a bit of a look-see underneath and see what's wrong with you. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this is definitely not well over here. Let's go into examine mode, just see out here immediately. I'm imagining this is when you go around, you knock bits of around there with a hammer or stuff like that. Probably. Let's see out here. Steering knuckle, brake caliper. Yeah, I don't know if we were supposed to check that one, but I did anyway. Front suspension cross member is okay. We can't actually do the little thing in there, but we'll have to take everything off anyway, won't we? So, yeah, and that's a bit broken as well. Oh, Christ, could we please, thank you for letting me control this thing again. Over here we go. What do we see? Examine mode, lower suspension arm. Oh, that's done. What about here with, brake caliper? Oh, well, let's just get the wheel off, hey? We're going to need to mend this back here. So, disassemble, rim classic 13, yet please come off. These are all 5 bolt things. Is that common? I don't know. I think, is it not VW that has their own special way of doing it? I think they do have their own way of doing it with a special number of bolts, but I don't remember what it is. I think 5 there, that might be the industry standard. Brakes are okay. All of that is okay. So back here, we probably need to have a look at the steering rack. But we can get over here and dismantle, not dismantle, just remove tyre, please. Rim classic, off you go. Really isn't that difficult. Off you go, off you go, off you go. Straight over here, examine mode. Let's have a look-see here. Bump peas. What about here? Oh, that's okay. Brake pad. Oh, that's fine as well. Oh, it's rear. Oh, that's a drive shaft, isn't it? Let's have a look. Is that actually a drive shaft? Oh, it is. So this is rear engined. No, rear wheel drive. That's the word, not rear engined. Now the engine's very much at the front here, which is the bit I'm right next to. But that bit there is, yeah, okay. So what I need to do in order to check that is to pretty much just go in here and see. Let's have a look here. See, bits at the rear as well. And yeah. Let's just go in here and try and disassemble or dismantle. Over here we go with the outer tyre rod. That's a bit worn out. We can remove the inner tyre rod as well. And we need to disassemble over there. This bit here, the lower suspension arm can also be removed. I mean, we need to do that in order to replace it. That's a big old bolt. And then they've got a tiny little thingy there. And then what about examine mode? Yeah, then it's pretty much all the other bits on the opposite side of the car. So if we move over here and we go into disassemble. Oh, hang on. So what about if we go in with the OBD scanner? Oh, it's too over that. What about the compression tester? I don't know what we're actually checking here. What part of the car we're checking? Well, we're in 12 or 14 bars. Around the 13 bar. Oh, there we go. Crankshaft and piston with conrod. Okay, so what's the actual cost of 51%? I think that was all good. I think in terms of what they want from their car, that was good. Let's go in here and pull out the big bolt, and the little thingy there. Remove that, and then we've got to do the outer tyre rod, which I think might also be neat replacing. Oh yeah, it's at 20% definitely, and the inner tyre rod over here, but what about the steering rack? That's a 54%, so that's technically okay. Do we have a status on this? Yeah, we do, and that is okay. It's not brilliant, but it'll do for now. They haven't asked us to replace it. Let's see here, sort it away. Over here, we can't actually touch any of those, can we? Let's have a look in here and see the status. We've uncovered pretty much everything now. Let's try and move down here to the back end of the car, dismantle the wheels or remove them, take them off. We don't store them anyway. I did have to replace oil on one car, but you can't put an oil tray down below to actually take whatever falls out. You just have to spill it out over your workshop floor, which I don't think is how it works for a mechanic. I've certainly seen barrels and that in a garage. Oh, let's see. A leaf spring U-bolt. One of them is very much worn out. What about the coil spring rear drive axle? I mean, it all sounds like parts that are on a car, so I'll give it a pass on that one. And that's okay. I can't check that bit there, can I? I can't check any... I can check the little hat in there, which is okay. That, no... I have to remove the fuel tank, I think, in order to actually see it. What about the drive shaft? Oh, drive shaft's fine. That's doing fine. Oh, but that suspension part there is not doing okay at all, actually. What about the rear leaf spring plate here? Can we disassemble these? No, we can't. Oh, we've got to take this thing off here. I mean, the part down there does seem to be a bit worn, doesn't it? But let's see here. Does it actually have a component type listed down the 10%? Yeah. And that one's just at 51. So if we go in here and we just undo these bolts or whatever they are, over there, remove that there, and then we can see here, examine mode. We need that bit off there, so we can get rid... Do we need to get rid of that? I don't think we do, but we need to get the little hat off there. Then we can get that off, and that was condition-wise, that's just on the limit, right? Yeah, so let's get rid of that thing as well, because that is just on the limit of what we want. 57, 60, 51. Oh, yeah, let's get rid of... No. The brakes are not what they wanted, is it? Can we bring it up here and see what it is? No, it feels loose. Braking wouldn't do that. Does it say anything about brakes, though? No, just running gear control and repair. That's not a brake thing, I reckon. We can go over here. We can undo these wheel, or this wheel at least. Just take it off. Now, it's getting into January, so we need to make sure that everyone is on winter tyres, or at least all-season tyres. We can't have them drive about on summer tyres, can we? That's dangerous. Brakes are all looking good, I think. Over here, let's see. What do we have in terms of suspension? The little hat in there. That's okay. The solid axle control arm, which is a thing we have here, apparently. We need to go in here and remove the U-bolt for the leaf spring. Over here. And we need to do the same thing with the other one. I mean, it is a bit of a faff to do car business, isn't it? Look at all of this here you need to take off. There we go. That's all removed. That's the thingy that runs there and does other things. And I'm over here. No, I need to be over here, don't I? Yeah, let's just have a good look around and make sure that I haven't missed anything. Well, the little top hat thingy over there hasn't been examined. So if I remove it, I can probably see it is. Yeah, that's 59%. That's actually not bad. No, we don't want to put the wheel on, but we want to put on this one here. Yeah, that's probably good, isn't it? Have we found all the broken bits yet? No, there's 2 bits missing. Could that? Let's have a look here and see what it is. Is there anything out here about brakes? No, there is not. So, what could it be? Oh dear, what could it be, actually? That's a good question. Maybe if I disassemble... No, I don't want to do that. Can I bring it up here? Yeah, I can. So can I... What can I remove? Let's be honest here and have a look. I mean, I want to get in there, but I need to... Oh, I need to redo these, don't I? Or undo them, actually. So in here we go. Past the brake pads. We can get the brake disc off. Or we can open up here and see if there's any bits in here that we're missing. Because there might be parts within parts within parts. And see, no, that's just 51% though. But what about here? Can we see anything there though? No, we can't. This doesn't even relate half, I think. Over here, so let's go out and see if we press C. What do we see? Have we uncovered anything new? No, there's 2 parts still not uncovered. Maybe the front axle setup over here is different. Well, I can remove the wheel hubcap. Now, this could be where the magic is, isn't it? No, it isn't, because it doesn't have the solid thingy underneath. Oh, okay, well, we need to check that on test path, but I can't do that. Let's go over here and try and do the same over here. Maybe it's different, maybe they've been worn unevenly. Let's see here, 3, nope. That's pretty much the same. All of that is not really helping me. Can we lower it down and have a bit of a look-see into the engine bay? Maybe it's in there. I don't know how much steering part. Oh, there could be like a servo pump or something like that. That sounds like something you'd have in a car, doesn't it? Let's see here. Oh, we need to check that up. Oh, where would they put that? Examine mode. Where would you find a servo? A ABS pump? No. a servo pump. I want to have. I'm thinking of power steering. That's what I'm thinking of. It's called, let's see here, power steering pump. There we go. That's the thing I wanted. Power steering. That's okay. And what about over here? That's the alternator. What about this serpentine belt? That's okay. The crankshaft pulley is also okay. And the water pump. Let's go over into disassemble mode then. We need to take that off. And then we need to take the serpentine belt off. And the power steering pump here. We'll see if that's a part of what's broken. Broken. Oh dear, that's the wrong button, isn't it? What about here? No! The general running part. What part am I missing here? Right, I'm getting most of this bit's out the front. Well, let's just build on the bits that I took off here. Let's try to go into assemble mode, do the power steering pump. Seeing as that's okay. But what about, is there not a reservoir for the power steering fluid? If it's a hydraulic power steering system, you you logically would have a power steering servo somewhere, wouldn't you? But it feels loose. What could that be? Could it be inside the car, maybe? Oh, I don't know. Let's try and go out here and... what about here? Go in here. So the engine bit's over here, despite the fact that the little cap thing is poking up there. Okay, let's try and close the bonnet. What about the boot? Anything in there? No dead bodies? No nothing. That's disappointing, isn't it? We can't open the door because there's a lift in the way. That does make sense. Oh, well, what we can do then is have a look in here and see two parts not discovered. Is it on the front bit of the car or the rear bit? Not the front or the rear bit. I mean, I know that. Is there anything part... Oh, hello, here. Oh, there we go. I've got something here. How do we... Oh, hang on. That rear shock absorber does look worn out, doesn't it? Can we have a look-see at this, please? We need to take that off. That could be it. And then the little rubber bushing here, that might be the other thing. Let's have a look and see if that does fulfill our criteria. That's the wrong thing again. Oh, yes, it is. So I'm off to the computer to order some parts. Right over here. Oh, what do I need to buy? I need to take this. Baby steps, people. Baby steps. Have we replaced all the brake pads? Yes, we have. So we can sell that. We need to sell that. We need to sell that. We need to sell that and that and that and that and that. I think that was the old car. So we need outer tyre rod times 2. Let's get that first over here and do outer. We got 2 here. Bang, bang, wibbity dang. Inventory. No, we need lower suspension arm times 2 as well. So let's try and do just lower. No, not lion. Lower. Thank you. Oh, Christ, they're expensive. You don't want to break that on your car, do you? And then we need an inner tie rod times 1 or 2. Just times 1. So let's do rod. Rod. There we go. Inner tie rod times 1. What more? We got that. We don't need a steering rack. Oh, we got leaf spring U-bolt. Let's just try and do leaf. And leaf spring U-bolt. How many? Oh, should have just checked how many we wanted of that, didn't we? Well, we want 1. We actually want 2. Yeah, we want 2 of those. So we'll grab another one. $15? That's a bit expensive. I suppose it's, taking into account that Donald Trump's soon going to devalue the dollar. Anyway, we're supposed to be happy here. I'm not going to get into that. Is the limit not 51%? I need to have a look in here. I need to go over near the car. Yeah, that's annoying. I think you can have multiple projects going at once. 51%. So anything that says 51% or lower is what I'm going to buy. That's what a good mechanic does. Oh, but that means... Ooh, I did buy 2 of those, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So let's just make sure here. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to get them new rims. That seems a bit extreme. But for these parts down here... Oh, yeah, rear spring as well. So leaf spring plate times 2. Got it. Oh, they're cheap, though. That's nice. You want to break that. If you're going to have a problem with your leaf springs, break the leaf spring plate. And what more here? Spring cap. We need that as well. Let's type in spring. And spring cap times 1. Oh, do we need a front or rear spring? Let's have a look here and see. Rear spring, at least 1 of those. What about front springs? No, just a rear spring. 1 of those. Oh, that's also quite dear, isn't it? What about here? We got that. Oh, we don't want to go into the brakes. Well, I mean, we do have it disassembled as such, so we can do that. So let's see. Yeah, let's just grab another brake caliper just for good order. Caliper, I think that's how you spell it. Oh, it is. Oh, I'm on fire today. I just got to change my seating position because I'm going to get a bad back if I sit like that. There we go. And what do we have here? We got this brake disc. No, rear axle knocker housing C. Rear. Let's just do knocker housing C. That's the one, innit? Get that and see what else we can find. Wheel hub cap looks fine. Rear shock absorber. Oh dear, that is bad. So let's try and do. Oh, we did type in rear. What about rear shock absorber? B is the one we want. And we also need to have a bushing, I think it's called. Now that's not genital hair. That's just that right there. That was a rubber bushing, right? That's the one I got. Let me make sure. Yes, it was. Oh, I'm good at this. I could be a real mechanic. In fact, I don't know why I'm not a real mechanic. Quite clearly, I am qualified for this. As you can see here, that bit's not really been examined, has it? Yeah, but what does it look like outside of that? I mean, that looks generally over there, broadly, that looks fine. So I can't really fault that, and I don't think there's any fault on this part of the car. No, we can only put on the wheel, but we don't want to do that just yet, do we? We want to go over here, and that's okay. We want to assemble parts here, though. Yeah, we want to push in the rubber bushing that we bought with a big bolt. I don't know why it needs to be that big, but probably because it carries a lot of the weight. Yes, that might explain it, you know. Over there with that, and is that the rear spring? That? Oh, I think we need to put on a rear spring in that over there. What about here? Assemble. Anything over there that needs assembling? No, I don't think so. I just think we need to put on the housing here. And we need to put in a solid rear drive axle with 4 bolts on the back. Or not bolts, but you know, those things there that I've forgotten the name of in English. I know what they're called in Danish, but that's no good for most of you, is it? Brake pads, one of those on. Brake caliper there. Just 2 bolty things on the back. And, oh, no, we got to the wheel part. Yeah, we don't want to do that just yet, do we? Well, we have an issue over here about assembling, don't we? Yeah, there we go. See, we've got to put on the spring cap there. And then we put on the rear spring, which is new. And a shock absorber cap up top, which we don't need to bolt in. And now we can do the wheel up there, but I don't want to do that just yet. We've got to go in here and see, is there anything here that we need to actually replace? Front sway bar. I don't think we have examined that, have we? No, can we examine that? Oh, yeah, we have actually, and that's in fairly decent nick. So we can examine here. Well, we can put on, first of all, a lower suspension arm. Just tighten that on there. 3 bolts holds that in place. That does seem like rather sufficient to me. We can put in the steering rack, and we do want to have a steering rack, because if we don't, well, then we can't steer the car. And then we'll just go straight when we don't want to, or we'll just turn. We basically have no control of the motor vehicle, and I don't think we're going to pass many MOTs or vehicle inspections or anything of that nature. Yeah, that seems to be broadly okay as well. What else do we have here? Let's try and go into assemble mode. We can do the inner tie rod. They get the old part and they get the new outer tie rod on. Quite simple, this actually. Bolted on. I mean, I think it's easier when you don't have to actually do all the screwy parts yourself. I've put together lots of furniture, especially when I moved in earlier this year. But it's never that easy in real life, is it? What about assemble mode? Anything else we need to bolt on? Well, we're missing something, aren't we? Because we can't just bolt on that bit here now, can we? So what do we need here? What am I missing? Am I missing something in particular on this side of the car? Oh, yeah, I'm probably missing that thing there before we can actually do the wheel. Let's have a look here and see. Leaf spring plate. Oh, that's at the back, innit? Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's go over here and go into assemble mode. Yeah, that's these bits back here, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. On with you. And on with you. Tidy on. Tidy on. Let's see here. You. Ooh, yeah, do we want to split? Yeah, we want to split the worn out ones, don't we? Yeah, that does make sense, at least in my head, to do that. Let's go over here and try and do exactly the same maneuver. If I can find out. Oh, there it is. There's a leaf spring plate. They're both new. We're going to put the outside one as the new. I think that's the best way to do it. Again, the word think comes up a lot here because, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know how to make it sound like I know. Bolt it on. Yeah, that's good. And now I think if we press O, we see that all that's done and all that's done. Oh, and we are beautiful people. So put on a wheel and this here. Load that in over there. Cross it up over there so we distribute the torque or something. Stuff you do with the wheels when they rotate. Do the same here. Cross them up. Down there. Onto that they go. Over there and over there. Get out here. Move over. What else can we do? Well, we can assemble the front part here. Same job really. Tighten it on just a bit. Onto there. Onto there. And we just have this side left over here. Assemble. What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing the little cappy thing, ain't I? Yeah, can we go in with the cappy thing there? There we go. And then we can do the wheel. Bumpy dumps. Over there. Over there. Over there. So what does it say here? Does it say anything about what kind of tyre it is? No, it doesn't. They've just left that out rather cleverly, So let's lower it down. And as soon as we've done that, we can go ahead and we can release it into the wild. There we go. And finish job. And we make dosh, we get experience, and we can now take on another job just right over here. What do we have? We have general running repair. Find and fix any running gear problems, and car is hard to control. Well, we've done that quite recently, haven't we? We'll decline that one there. Oh, I do want to do that. That looks like a car. That looks nice. Nope. Not interested. Not interested. I'm not available out here. It's a new kind of car. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice thing. That's an old Toyota, isn't it? Decline that. Yeah, let's take in this one. I haven't worked on a pickup before, so I want to give that a go. Oh, and there we go. What's this? Is this a Ford? Maybe it is a Ford. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see what's actually wrong. Oh, there's a lot of things wrong here, and it's 66% limit out here. Bottom suspension arm, double wishbone, shock absorber, front wheel hub, inner tie rod, leaf spring plate, rubber bushing, sway bar, front end link B, and car start to control. Well, that means we got to take it out for a test drive. And we're at the test track. We are setting off here in our pickup truck, I think it is. Yeah, pickup probably is. And here we go. Brake. Let's try and be a bit more careful and not have a smash again. That was rather unfortunate. Thankfully, they didn't notice. It is, however, nice that you can actually damage these cars. Maybe that's available later on, or in expert mode. There are two modes in this. There is an expert mode, which I'm not using, or there's a normal mode, which I am. I'm guessing that the expert mode is for real mechanics who know cars and that, and this is for people who don't know. And just look. Oh dear. Yeah, we've had a bit of a smash there because it wasn't brake, but probably because it weighs a lot. We are back here, and well, we got lots of info right here, and some of the bits are very broken. Clutch release bearing is on 66%, so we definitely need to have a look at that. And all of that will be pretty obvious, I reckon. Let's go ahead and move the car onto our lifter over here, and we can raise it up. Pretty much everything we are going to do. Well, actually, hang on, let's just... Oh, Christ, look at how high up this thing is. So if we're going to examine mode, where is the... what's that over there? That's the can be examined. Let's run the OBD scan out here so we get a bit more intel on the vehicle. Let's see, here we've got the ignition coil, which is... Both are actually at 66%, so we could change them if we wanted to. And that takes that fine, but the ABS pump, I don't think that's got anything to do with it. What about the power steering pump that we saw earlier on the other car? That's a brake servo. No. Do we have any any information about where that might be? A throttle for a V8. No, that's not what we have, is it? No. Ooh, I mean, there's all of these power steering pump here can be examined by taking off the car. Okay, let's try then and take off the... what do we need? Oh, we need to take off this idler roller, which I'm supposed to stuff about idling an engine. I don't know. What about this here? What's holding that on? Is it the idler roller B? Right, that's sorted away. What else now? belt tensioner. Okay. What about now? Yeah, now we can. That's a bit sort of extensive, isn't it? Over there we go. Undo these bolts that are under there. And we now know that's actually quite well. So let's go ahead and reassemble all of these parts. Bolt this on. Bolt it on. Put on the little belt here. No, that's not a fan belt. That's just a belt. Let's be correct in our terminology. Over there we go. Tighten on the belt. Do not bend. Surely I thought those were... Surely they have to bend by nature for these things, right? I mean, that's how that works, isn't it? Oh dear, that was for me. Cracking on though, we'll go ahead here and I think that's all we did there. Let's open up our inventory and see here. We can actually, let's just sell this, sell this, sell this, sell this, sell this, sell this. We don't need any of this. We can just sell it. I don't know if it's scrap. It's anything it's worth, really. There we go. So, yeah, that's all of that done up right there. We've done the engine back. We'll bring it up here on our little lift. And we'll have a look underneath once we remove the wheels and tyres and spinny bits and whatever else we can find. Off it goes. Off it goes. And off it goes. There we go. Now let's have a look on examine mode. Oh, we have some bits in there. That's okay. Caliber, okay. Pads, okay. What about the steering knuckle C? That's okay as well. But we definitely have a few damaged parts down there. That's alright as well. We can't check that there. What about the cross member? That's fine. So we just need to basically disassemble this old part here in order to actually remove it. Let's see how much can we actually take off here. Well, first of all, we need to do this section here, don't we? Just undo this bit there, and that comes off, and that allows us a lot more access, I think. What about that there? That needs to get taken off, don't it? The outer tyre rod, I think that's okay. But that there is... yeah, that's definitely bust. So let's take that off, and we can then go in here. We can do the upper suspension arm. That does make sense, because that allows access into all the other parts, doesn't it? Certainly a lot easier to get in here now. Cab off, that is 75% of that is very much okay. That's also okay. We can now take off the thing here that I don't know what is. A double wishbone shock absorber. I suspect it's called all that just to make it more different than from another shock absorber. Take that off there. That also needs replacing. We can also get rid of this thing here. And I think the brake parts up there and the parts that's still attached there, they're just hovering in thin air now. Yeah, they are. We need to go in here. We need to get rid of the wheel hub bearing. And what else can we find here? Oh, do we need to just disassemble the brakes as well? I think we do. Brakes disassembled. Brake pads are off. And brake disc off. Here, now we have access out here into the front wheel hub, which is also a bit bent. Certainly is a bit worn out and a bit rusty. Over here we go. So what about this? No, ooh, that all looks okay, doesn't it? What about that? That looks fine. Looks fine as well. Front drive shaft. All is okay down there. What about front drive axle? That's also okay. Oh, it's actually right on the limit. Well, with all of that disassembled, we'll move over to the other side here. And we can go in and strip this off. Just get the tyre off and we'll have a look here. We'll examine the steering rack thing, whatever it was called. Steering bar, words of that nature anyway. What about this though? Examining the brakes and the calipers, pads and spinny things that not spinny. All of that's actually not movable, is it? What about the upper suspension arm? Oh, that's actually okay on this side, so that was a localised issue. Well, we need to probably remove those in order to make sure that it's okay. Well, we can have a look here. Yeah, that does look fine. That does look... yeah, that needs to go. Doesn't it? The sway bar front link here does need to go. And we need to replace that as well. Straight off here. I think it's the same part on both sides. And so what about here, though? Oh, all of that looks okay, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Rather... oh, hang on. I've found a bit there. That thing here, for example, that does not look okay at all. That looks decidedly worn out. What about the one over there? How does that look, for example, over here? Yeah, that looks okay, doesn't it? Let's have a look here. Can we not move the camera into a better position? and we can't get it high up enough. So that's the front end sorted, I think, or at least we found out what's wrong. No, that's not what I want. I want the wheel, mate. Come on, get suspension, please. Take the wheel off. Just want that off. Pretty simple, actually, if you think about it. Sort it there. Right here, oh, we got some things back there as well again already. Yeah, brakes seems to be okay. Yeah, they are. What about the leaf spring there? That's okay. Over there, that thing needs to be tested out. But what can we see? It looks fine. So chances are it probably is. Can we disassemble that? No, well, we need to remove the leaf spring U-bolt. Now, this looks a lot more sensical. I don't think it was like that on the previous car we did. But here, the leaf spring U-bolts are actually attached onto the leaf springs, which is running here. And we have the little box thing down there, which is also a bit bent. What about this? The bushings, they look fine. Yeah, that one also looks okay. And over here, well, let's try and just see here. Do we have any conditions for items? That did look fine, didn't it? And over there, and then, ooh, I think that's okay. Let's have a look in here and see the list we got. That seems to be okay. We found all of that is there, but that doesn't mean we found it on the car itself. I saw something over there as well, for example, in here, that needs replacing. So just because we found it doesn't, or on the list we found it doesn't mean that we found it on the car, which is a very, very good way of describing the sort of, you know, the real world as well when you're dealing with issues there. You may have found the issue on paper, but actually solving it in the real world is not necessarily the same thing. But we need to get in here and get into the actual leaf spring here. So disassemble here, we need to get rid of the little leaf spring plate here. So we need to get the U-bolt, which is pretty much a bracket if you ask me. That's not a bolt, this here. A U-bolt will be one that went through here on that end and you just sort of looped it around. This is just a bracket, a mounting bracket or a holding bracket. In short, it's a bracket. Do that there, and then we do the small rubber bushing. I mean, we'll naturally just assume the condition here for it. 67%. We have another bushing on the other end, I would believe. Come on, rotate. Camera up. Thank you. Over here on this bushing. That also looks okay, I'll say. We can get rid of that leaf spring. And, yeah, I think that's about it. 21%. I see some red in there, but I'm pretty sure that's just the brake pads itself. They're usually painted red because they've got that on Ferraris and that, you know. So let's move over to the computer and we'll bring up out here and see what we need. The first thing we need is an inner tie rod. How many do we need of that? We need one inner tie rod. So let's go in here, car parts shop, and type in rod. Inner tie rod times 1. Next item we need outer tie rod. No, we don't need that. Oh, we got that there. No. We got double wishbone shock absorber, which is a very long thing. So let's try in shock. There we go, double wishbone shock absorber. We'll grab one of those for a £5, or however much it was. And we need a sway bar front end link B. Let's just do sway. That'll get us out here. One of those. Let's just make sure that we actually need 2 B types before we get anything else. Yeah, we need 2 B types. That's about it here. B type. Thank you kindly. And what else do we need? We need a bottom suspension arm. Let's find that if we can find that. Arm. Let's try and go for the shortest word. Bottom suspension arm. Is it a B on a nothing? Let's have a look here just so we get... It's the nothing. So that's that one there. Grab it. And what else do we find here? Now we bought one of those. No. Oh, we got their front wheel hub is what we need. So let's try hub. Over here, front wheel hub. Grab that one. What else do we need? We got that. We got one of that. We got a rubber bushing. Let's just do bush. Sort it there, rubber bushing. That's sorted. That's okay, that's okay. Leaf spring plate times 2. Oh dear. You don't want to have a leaf spring system, do you? Leaf. 1, 2, and we also need a leaf spring. Well, they're cheap. Oh, they're really cheap, actually. I know for a 1986, I think, Scania, They're about, what are they? They're about, I think the total cost was $10,000 or in that range. So they can be very expensive leaf springs, at least also getting them replaced if it's a big lorry. Presumably there's a variation there in terms of the component. It's not just the same thing scaled up a bit, it has to be made more heavy duty. But we also need at least one leaf spring U-bolt, which is one of these. We'll grab that. What else do we need? And that there, and that's it. We got the leaf spring, but we bought that, so we're done. We bought the parts we need. Oh, that's great stuff. I'll have to just quickly do an edit here that you won't notice. Yes, and we're back in here. I just had to do a quick stoppy to prevent, hopefully, issues of an inconvenient nature. We will go in and immediately attach the new leaf spring and do a small rubber bushing with a big old little thingy there. Big old little thingy there. Oh yeah, that's what we meant, isn't it? No, could we please zoom out a bit? Thank you. Rotate around and then do the small rubber bushing. I have a feeling I can only really do this because it's a video game and it's kind of, what's the word? Holding my hand through all of this. Oh no, that's the wrong thing, isn't it? Yeah, in real life you want to have the wheel off because you can see a lot better and a lot more light comes in and that, and it's a lot easier to move about. In this, though, it doesn't matter. Oh dear. Attach that there. And we now need to... Oh, we are in the exhaust there, I reckon. We need to put on the leaf spring over here, the bracket for the leaf spring. Attach that up, so that should handle a lot better now. And over here we'll do pretty much the... Oh dear, could we not? Please go in here. Disassemble. I want to attach the leaf spring plate over here. I want to do a new one on it. Over there we go. Yeah, that's what we want. We want a camera sort of over here, but I want to zoom out a bit so I can actually, get a bit of perspective on it. Now, you can change the FOV. I've left it at the default one, which is the lowest one. I think it's about 50, which is sort of closest to what I run in Euro Truck Simulator as well. So, all of that is okay. What do we have here? What do we need to do? Anything more? Have I forgotten to add anything? We are in assemble mode, so I don't think so. We'll go down here and try and assemble... Oh, yeah, we took this apart royally well, didn't we? So let's try and go in here and see what parts we can add in. Let's go in here, top one. Yeah, that's just 1 point away from being replaced. So that's lucky for them. I mean, we have to keep in mind that we are literally spending other people's money as well as our own. Because we just send that bill on to... can we not remove the steering rack? Can we not? Oh, we didn't actually remove the bits over here, did we? Well, we need to do that. So we need to get rid of this thing here. How do I do that, though? Well, I need to go into disassemble mode to do it. So go in here, undo this bolt. We need to... Oh dear, no, that's not what we want. We want to undo this there. We want to undo this one here. I want to undo that one there. So what do we see here? 71 actually, not 61, but 71. We'll do the front drive axle as well here. Tidy it up. And do the inner tyre rod. They get the new one over here. The outer tyre rod, both are old parts, or non-replaced parts. We'll attach over here. They're both new. That's good. So attach that here. And that's it there. I think we just need to do the wheel up. And then we need to... No, we're on this side as definitely, aren't we? We need to do the brakes on this side as well, I reckon. Inner tyre rod. Attach that one there. Outer tyre rod. Attach it here. Bangy, bangy. And do a bottom suspension arm. Also new. I suspect the owner will notice the difference in handling, considering the fact that we've replaced both suspension arms. And a double wishbone shock absorber also being replaced. What does that attach to up there in the other end, though? That's what I'd like to know. It certainly should attach to something, shouldn't it? So that is done there. And then the sway bar link thing here. Attach that up there with 2 bolts, or nuts, or whatever it is. Do the wheel up there with another set over there. 1, 2, 3. And now we've got to do brake pads. No, a disc here. And then we do pads first. We do calipers. Straight on with 2 nuts on the back, or 2 bolts actually it is. And what do we do with assemble? We must have missed something because we can't do the wheel just yet. Ha, I know what I've missed. Yeah, we've got to do the wheel hub bearing here. And then we've got to do the drive axle for this side over here. It's a four-wheel drive thing. I thought most pickups and that in America were rear-wheel drive. Rubber bushing is missing a bit. So the question is whether or not that's at the front or at the back. Let's have it. Could be. Well, it could be both, couldn't it? Let's see over here. I'm not actually sure there's much in the way of a place for a bushing to go. But I'll certainly give it a bit of a look, see? And see, oh, there is on the leaf springs, aren't there? So let's have a look over here on... Oh, no, that's wrong. Oh, no, could we please go into assemble mode? And not zoom into some centralised part of the car? And see, are we missing something there? No, that's got a small rubber bushing in it. And there as well. Let's try and go to the front end then. And see, well, there should be something over here. Let's see, is there missing anything here? Over here, perhaps? Up there, maybe? No. No. Oh, there we go. There we go. I see it there. Small rubber bushing. Little place there. They are important. Very much important. And I'll go ahead and I'll attach a wheel rim here. I think that should be it. I should probably check before we carry on, shouldn't I? Well, I can't, so we'll just tidy up this wheel and we'll have a look afterwards. Just to make sure that I've covered up everything. Sorted away there. Yeah, everything is sorted out for it. I mean, that's good news. That's good news. I've mended the car. Over here, let's try and reattach the wheel here. Tidying it all up. Attach it on. And this game came out, I think it was last year. It's called Car Mechanic Simulator 15, or 2015 to be completely accurate. And, well, since it came out, it's actually had a lot of, I think, licensed content. Like, I've seen there are Bosch products lying about, and like K&N, and I know that's a real manufacturer as well. And Mercedes and Bentley and Maserati has done DLC for it. So obviously, they've done something right, and I understand that here playing this now. I mean, this is a proper simulator. And I think it's a good thing that the car manufacturers are getting involved, because this might help create new mechanics, you know, or get the interest going at the very least for the mechanic job. Which is important. I mean, we all got cars and we all need them repaired, pretty much, don't we? But let's go in here and see if all of that is okay. All of that is okay. We didn't even forget to put a part on. It will tell you, by the way, if you forget to put a part on. So you don't accidentally drive off with a car without parts on. So let's have a look here what we can do. Car is loud. Is that something to complain about these days? I'll decline those two because I can't actually do them. I haven't actually done one of these in the... Well, we did one, didn't we? Oh, go get stuffed. Yeah, we'll take the Royale Bianco and have a bit of a look on that. And there we go. I think this is a Suzuki. Although that looks like the Saint Row logo right there. But certainly I think this is supposed to be sort of a Suzuki combined with a Fiat 500, if I'm completely honest. So it's very loud, is it? I don't know if we can actually check that by taking it on a test drive. Oh, I want to press O. No, oh, no, we don't. I mean, we can do one thing from here, can't we? Let's go into... Actually, let's go into it here. Yeah, we can see there's some bit in there. That's really not happy, is it? Over here, let's remove the exhaust manifold cover. Just say here. Just go in here and take that off. And that's really bolted on. It probably would be because the engine is in there, like right over there is where the pistons are. So all of the hot gases and that go through this part. So probably you want that to be bolted on pretty solidly. Certainly otherwise it might fall off, you know. But off that goes. And what else was it? Catalytic converter. Where's that on this thing? And that's the intake manifold. That's the throttle, brake servo, ABS pump. Oh dear, this is a bit... Oh dear, where is the catalytic converter? I mean, I think we may have found it down... Oh yeah, that's a Yeah, oh yes. Oh bloody hell, we've got to take it on the lift anyway, don't we? Left lift, put it over there. And we'll just grab the... I think it's the exhaust. And then manifold. Ooh, which one do we want actually? That's the important part here. We just want the thing called the exhaust manifold. We're no too fussy. And we want the CAT for catalytic converter, which is located far down. That's there. Well, that one. And we can go ahead and we can do the manifold thing, right? Exhaust manifold, do the new one. Fold it up. over there. Do them all up very tightly. We don't want the engine to fall apart while they are driving. That would be, I think, for most people, or at least some, a traumatic experience. Just driving along happily, perhaps on the motorway, la-di-da-di-da, going to a meeting somewhere, the engine falls apart on the side of the road, or rather when you're driving. So attach that there, we can go in there, we can close the bonnet, raise it up. That's a lot quicker than I'd ever expect them to do that in the real world. How do we get into this here? Let's go ahead and see. Can we just take it off? Oh no, we don't want to take that off, do we? Can we? No. Oh, camera up. Please do turn the things over here. Can we just take this out? Oh, well, that was easy. Is that it? That was easy. I think that was just... Really? Is that really it? Let's have a look here and see. Yes, that was it. That was easy. Right, we probably have to... Well, can we just hold down and sell everything? Because all of it is a bit junky, isn't it? Yeah, Bosch is up there. I know that's a real brand. Monroe's a real brand. I don't think GT Channel is. Auto Evolution, I don't know. That just looks like pistons in it. No, that's just air filters in it. And yeah, what else can we find over here? We've got these bits here. You can upgrade your garage as well. Like here, for example, if we go into this, we can see what the parts I've upgraded. I've upgraded with an OBD scanner, which is a computer thing, and a compression tester, and then I can upgrade my toolkits over here so they're a bit better at repairing. I can get fast unbolting, fast assembly and disassemble, and fast manual examination, and a tablet. You unlock that by your experience points, which you get from working. Over here you can repair... Okay, we've got to buy that then. Okay. What else do we have over here? We've got parking. Again, I need 9,000 XP from doing that, so I need to be technically level 9. Oh, there we've got Delphi. I don't know if that's a real brand, but I think with all of that, there probably is. And we've got a repair table with a bar stool over here. We don't have anything to repair, so click OK. Yeah, we're not really good at that part, are we? Over here, obviously, we've seen what we can do outside. We can also customize it here. Garage customization. Now, I don't know what any of this does because I can't actually check it, and I don't want to just click it in case it spends all of those points. I mean, I'd rather spend it all on actual parts for, or at least improvements out here. Now, this ad, I don't understand. Everything gets old. Yes, but why use bananas? I mean, that's like putting penises, isn't it? Anyway, we'll have a look here on the phone and see if there's anything interesting. Decline. Decline. We have the Ford Mustang or the Royale Crown. No, get stuffed. Let's take that one there. I mean, that's easy. Car's loud. It's the exhaust is where the sound comes from. I know that much. So, see here we go. What do we see? Oh, that is a nice Mustang. Middle muffler and rear muffler. Let's go in here and just immediately buy muff. And see, middle muffler and rear muffler, I believe. We set the OHWWW. Yeah, it's the OHWW, that one there. Apply. So quickly move you over. We'll have this sorted in no time. I mean, you could earn loads of money from doing this in the real world, couldn't you? Let's see if there's anything interesting coming over on our employment phone over here. See it here. Loud when accelerating list provided, and general running it. We'll probably get more interesting parts later on. Let's have a look underneath it. Oh, you've got 2 exhausts running all the way down. That seems horribly inefficient. Let's get over here though. Can we disassemble the middle muffler, please? And then just attach a new one. I suspect it takes a bit longer to do it in the real world, contrary to what you see here, because otherwise this would be very simple. Everyone could do this though. There we go. I mean, that's that sorted, innit? Lower it down. Bang. Go in here and sell all. We don't need to hold any of it on us. Over there, press this and finish the job. I mean, if you got a Mustang, you could probably have done that yourself, couldn't you? Let's get on the phone and see. No, we don't want that. A general running gear control and repair, or loud when accelerating. We've just done 2. No, I don't care about your brakes. Poor brake performance. That's terribly unfortunate. Let's do the Royale Crown. Now, this should be a general running gear and repair. Let's see here. Oh, yes it is. So can we go ahead then and just quickly, I don't know if we want to take it for a test. Well, we kind of want to take it for a test drive just to be sure that we have figured everything out. Oh Christ, we're doing wheel spin and everything in this. We are renegades. We're out of control. Maniacs behind the wheel. I mean, it feels quite rapid. I forgot what we're doing. Oh, he's running gear into it. I've stuffed it. But it doesn't matter. They won't notice. Oh dear, yeah, with traction control needs a bit of a retune. But, alright, there we go, over here, through. Yeah, we smooth as fuck, yo. Oh dear, we broke that quite comprehensively, I think. Stopping here. Right, we got a couple of issues. Rear sway bar and outer tyre rod and everything else is quite low. What is the cut-off limit? 60%. And we didn't find any new parts, I think. So let's go ahead and move it to our lift. And have a look underneath. Press it here. Up we go, please. Thank you kindly. Up we go. So do we have any interesting job coming up later on? Let's go over here and see. Cars loud and loud when accelerating. Okay. Over here we go. Let's go into our magic vision. And see. Can we go in here and go into just examine mode? We want to examine everything. Everything down here we want to examine. No cross member. Seems okay-ish, not really that well okay, yeah. We've got that little top hat up there is not doing too good at all. That need to be examined on the test rack. The steering knuckle there is okay. No, so what can we do? Can we go in here and disassemble, or at least just remove this little wheel here? Hang on, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's got 5, done it? 4, I don't know, is that 5 holes? I don't know. Let's go into here and just examine everything here, make sure that it's okay. Over here, brakes, brake pads, and calipers. Caliper, please. Thank you. What about this? What do these bushings look like? Do they look okay? Yeah, that looks okay. What about the other one? Swing it around and just have a bit of a look. I mean, it's not rusted away completely, so I think it's going to be just fine. Over here, front sway bar looks a bit warm, but it's okay. The little top thing up there doesn't look okay, though. Let's disassemble over here while I yawn off mic. Oh, I certainly didn't do it off mic. I've just been clever, and hopefully I've remembered to edit it out. Although this does seem to be quite long, so sorry about that. If you think this is boring, you can turn it off and go do other stuff. It's New Year's Eve after all, isn't it? Over here, yep, that's okay. Brake pads. Brake pads, please. Yep, that's okay. Lower suspension arm. I mean, there is a bit sort of... Oh, dear, that doesn't look too good, does it? No, that is showing up in red, so I was quite alright in assuming that's not too good. You can kind of just rely too much on your X-ray super mechanic vision, because sometimes you can just see the fault all by themselves just by looking around. Like, it looks like something in there, for example, doesn't look too good. Like that there, for example, that I've saw there. So how do we get in there? Well, don't tell me we've got to take the whole bloody thing apart. Well, we can remove the drive axle here. It's a front-wheel drive thing, though. That probably is in here. And then can we do the wheel hub bearing, which is at 61%? And can we now do that little thing there, or are we not permitted to do that? No, we can do the lower suspension arm, but I don't want to do that. I've got to take the bloody brake discs and calipers out, don't we? Okay, let's do this then. Off we go, and then the actual disc here. And now we got access to the front wheel hub, which is also... Oh yeah, that doesn't look good at all, actually. 27%. That probably explains why it didn't look so good. And what about this over here? All of that seems to be okay. Can we actually... No, we can't, but we can visually inspect it there and see. Get rid of the outer tyre rod. Can we get rid of it? Thank you. There we go. Undo that there. That looks okay. What about the other one over there? Did we actually check that one? I don't know. What can we see? How does it look from here? That looks okay. So let's go to the back of the vehicle and try and disassemble this wheel here, or at least remove it. Over here we go. All full nuts and bolts are off. Oh, look at that ratio absorber. Yeah, that's definitely seen better days. So if that goes, that bushing looks okay. Let's try and go into inspector mode here. Could you please examine the rear suspension arm? Thank you. There we go. The bushing looked okay. So what do we see here? Anything? Oh, we got another thing in there, don't we? Rear sway bar. Can we just take that off? No, we can't. We need to get rid of the outer sway bar link there, and it's probably linked on the opposite side as well. Can we see anything inside the... Ooh, what about that? Ooh. No, that's right there, but I think that's just the caliper because that looks sporty in that, you know. Swing it around. No, we need to go over... Oh, we've got the same issue, don't we, over there with the little shock absorber. There we go then. Take these 4 bolts out. Sort it, and we'll take off the rear shock absorber. Just detach it here. What can we do? We can also get rid of the sway bar link. And then we can get rid of the sway bar itself. And what about in terms of quality here? Spring cap. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. What about the rear suspension upper arm, rear suspension cross member? What about that? Oh, we can't actually test that, can we? No, but what are we seeing? Oh, we got something else over here. We got a little bushing. So we'll go in here and we'll disassemble that. So we can get it out. Thank you. And what else? Anything else? Sort of visually, I think we may be all good here. Yeah, that seems to be okay. What about the suspension arm? That does seem to be okay as well. Can we just get rid of this hubcap here so we can just see? Okay, no, there's just nothing in there, are there? Reattach the hubcap. Then again, so that's all sorted. Let's have a look here on the list and see if we know everything that's wrong. We do. Let's just hope that it all works out when we buy all the parts. What do we want to start with buying here? We want to start off with a front wheel hub and 2 rear shock absorbers type A. Let's go with those. Let's type in shock. There we go. Rear shock absorber type A. Buy 2 of those. So that's sorted. What about up here? We want 1 front wheel hub, right? Just 1. Yeah, 1 front wheel hub. Then type in the word hub. And then we get 1 front wheel hub. I don't think there was anything in particular there. And we want an outer tyre rod, just times 1, right? Yeah, just times 1. Then type in rod. And then an outer tyre rod. And what else do we have? We bought that. We bought that. We need a rear sway bar type A. Bar. Ooh, there's a lot, isn't it? Rear sway bar A. And a rubber bushing. I think that's the final one. So do bush. Rubber bushing. That was the right one. So let's go ahead and we'll start at the back. We'll do the sway bar first, and then we'll do the let's have a bit of a look-see around. Go in here and see assemble mode. What we can do here, we can do the bushing first of all. Yeah, let's do the new one, shall we? That does make more sense than reattaching the old and broken one. Yeah, sway bar on it goes. And what else? Oh, shock absorbers. That would probably be a very, very clever thing of us to do, wouldn't it? Just a little bolt down at the bottom. And we need to do the end link here. Charge that there. Oh dear, what is the limit? I just got to see here what the limit is. That's 60, so that was actually 3% over the limit. So I don't need to get apart from that. So go in here to assemble mode. Do we need to assemble anything else over here? Can we please change the camera view to something else that's not so bloody zoomed in? So you can't see. Now I think that sits on this side. Let's move over here to the other side. Go into assemble mode. Go in and see we have another sway bar end link. Attach it at the top. The bottom end goes onto the actual sway bar. Another rear shock absorber. I also think these people will notice a difference. Then again, I suppose you don't really take your car into the mechanic when it's not broken unless you're going in for a service. In which case, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't get that bit up here, did I? Let's try and disassemble this top hat here. And just take it in. And then see that there, that's 62. The limit 60, I think. And Yep. Yeah, we need to get the top hat thing, don't we? What's that called? A cap. We'll search for cap. Front shock absorber cap. Corp, no cap. There we go. Front shock absorber cap. Just one of those, please. We kind of just shit parts out of our own arses, which I think is a very handy tool to have if you are a mechanic. Even though that thing probably has to be attached from the actual engine compartment, we'll just do it from below. I think that's a game engine thing. It kind of helps you to keep in mind what part is attached to where, because anything that belongs pretty much to suspension and braking and that, all of that is done underneath, because that's part of where all the drive thing is, and all the engine bits are up there in the engine, although some parts you kind of have to access from below, but that's just the way it goes. I just had a massive yawn. You just caught the late part there. We are attaching a outer tyre rod. We'll go in here with the front wheel hub. I've been talking for an hour and a half now, so my throat is getting quite sore. Not necessarily just dry, but just sore. Go ahead and attach this. Yeah, I'm not used to talking this much. I mean, even if you have a job, you rarely talk constantly for an hour and a half, unless you are doing some sort of presentation or on stage. And even then, how many presentations last an hour and a half? I don't know how other, like those professional YouTubers who like do gaming videos for like a living, how they just sit down and they can record like 5 hours of video, or just 2 hours or 3 hours of video in a day. I mean, for some of the videos, like I did an Ace Combat video a while ago, and I pretty much needed 2 hours of footage for it. And it's just the same thing. I end up just, hang on, did I do the tires right? I don't remember. I mean, I don't really need to do the crossy loady thing yet, but before we do anything, yeah, we've mended it all. So let's just reattach the wheel here. We'll just do it here. I just don't see how you could do that. I mean, it would take a while, but you'd probably just get used to talking for a while. It just seems like, I mean, you really just have to get yourself used to it. Attach it here. Moreover, also mentally, just keeping yourself switched on enough to talk for that long without just completely giving up on everything is something that I think is remarkable. We've got all 4 wheels attached. That's the best way to have your wheels in. That's it. Let's lower it down here. Let's see what's available in terms of jobs. But we may end it here. And we then press O and we finish job. And we didn't even forget to mount parts on. That's the most impressive thing. I've done that a fair few times. Let's see here. We don't want that there because we can't actually do that. Oh, we do have a point we can spend on upgrading stuff, don't we? How much is the paint job? We need 5,000. That's 2,000 more. You need to have £15,000 to buy a path test. But what's a path test? Oh, this seems like a bit of a faff. Let's try and go for the electronic meter. It does seem like it should be the best thing to do. I mean, we can buy new parts already. Repairing, I think, is just a cost reduction. And we can do all the other things. It just takes a bit longer. But what we can't do is actually check the electronic parts. So that's the most important things in my mind. So what we have here is... No, we can't have that. Oh, I mean, it really is nice to get more things out here. But let's decline. Let's see here. Car is loud. And loud when accelerating. Go away. Which one? List provided. Let's take this job because it is a list. So we know what's wrong. It's the Katagiri Katsumoto. Where is it then? Oh, there it is. It's that one, isn't it? Let's bring this right menu up here. Oh, that's simple. Exhaust manifold and front section. Oh, let's try and make sure I know what that is. Exhaust front section. Let's try and go in here with exhaust front section, exhaust pipe front section. Oh, that's the right one there. And then was it a manifold? Yeah, let's just grab one of those as well. They're quite cheap. Let's just make sure it was. It was. So bring you... Oh, yeah, I mean, we can do... I don't know how much we can do here, actually. Let's try and just go in and disassemble. Just see, just by a rough approximation here. Take this off. I don't know if we can actually do that part of the front exhaust from here. I suppose we could technically just remove this and drive it onto the ramp, but it will make a bloody racket. Could you imagine that? Christ. Having absolutely no mufflers on a the 4-cylinder engine. It wouldn't even sound nice. Yeah, we need to lift it up, actually. Oh, I'm sorry I seem so energetic, but I'm just tired. I mean, it's winter. I'm just generally tired. We'll just raise this up here. Especially on a day like today, which has been grey outside. It's just, just saps all the energy right out here. Let's go over here and see. Oh, can we just take this off here? Yeah, we can. So this is another very quick job indeed, and they've properly bent that one there. So that's accessible from the engine bay. Lower it down, and then we just attach the new manifold, and we'll be golden here. Let's just go in here. Well, let's give them just a bit of a check here with a dipstick. Yeah, that's okay, perfectly fine. Let's attach a manifold. Put it in here. Bolt it on. Bolt it on. All of these bolts are very important. Presumably, I'm guessing, tightening them on. Yep. All of these are literally being tightened on. I'm running out of things to say about this. So do the exhaust manifold cover. Thankfully, that's just 2. Very simple. I think that's just to do like guard stones for that kind of stuff. Oh, we need to end the job, don't we? Close the bonnet. No, wrong button. Go ahead. Yep, finished. Job done. Everyone's happy. So what do we have over here on the phone? Car's loud. Controlling car feels loose. Loud when accelerating. General gearbox control and repair, but it's a mullet. Yeah, let's take that one because that's a bit more sort of like on the things of stuff that needs to be done. Let's take it for a test drive first, though, if we can. Here we go in the mighty mullet. We are accelerating not very fast, let's be honest here. We've got a dial in the dash. That's a lot, isn't it? We got 1. I mean, that's all we need in this little bloody motor. Oh, that's a bit loud, actually. I'll turn that down a bit. Over here and make a corner. I mean, there is stuff. Whoa, hello. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not much slalom going on here because it's so tight that it can actually do most of this on its own. That's taking the... Oh, Christ, yeah, that's cornering. Coming around. Oh, yeah, do the bumps here. Oh, this doesn't look good. I think I may have broken it a lot more than it was before. Let's try and brake. Brake. It's got ABS, which I wouldn't expect. But whatever. Oh, yeah, there's a fair few things wrong with this. I mean, brakes are broken. Everything else is broken. Move it over to the lift. No, lift, please. Thank you. Let's have a look here. What is the threshold? Once it just loads up here. Threshold is 43%. So 2 parts have not been discovered. A muffler has not been discovered. Let's open up here. So can we go in here and press examine? And go into examine mode. Can be examined by an electronic meter. So let's try and do that. Oh, I don't know if this is relating to anything. And moreover, what setting is it on? Are we on volt, amps, hertz? Battery 43, which is the lowest one. What's the limit? 43, so battery might want to be replaced. What about over here? I mean, we've got the brake pump, don't we? So we need to accessible from under the car. But what about the engine back here? Let's see. Oh dear, we need a... let's see here what we need. Controlling car loud when accelerating. Yeah, that's just a muffler here. Let's go ahead and just... We can go ahead and take that off immediately. We've done that once before. So get this off here. I mean, even the ignition thing over here, that doesn't look good either, does it? I mean, the whole bloody... Oh, this looks absolutely horrid in here. I know it's just covers and that's just on to protect the actual working parts. But it just doesn't look nice, does it? Off that go. So what about here? Examine. I mean, that's been examined still. That's just on the top out here. Now, it does say that we can check this out with the OBD scanner, but it doesn't have any interfaces for it, so we can't. But we can do the compression tester and see if there's anything wrong here. But, you know, it's just above 13 bar, which is a lot. We're not checking tyres, I can tell you that much. Piston with conrod, that's just on the limit, though. But I suspect that's a bit of a faff to change, so I won't look into that. Over there. Over there. I mean, that's... Oh, dear, 44. I mean, it's just on the limit. 46. 53 timing cover. What about the timing belt here? Or the belt out here? 51. That's sort of okay-ish. 47. Oh, it's... I mean, basically, the best thing for them to do is to take the car out and get a new one. That's my assessment of the situation anyway. 43, 46. What about the carburetor? 51. Oh, that's actually not bad, isn't it? And that can only be examined by taking it off the car. Rear fan cover is also quite low. What about the cold air intake? 50. Fuel filter? 48. I mean, the oil pan is down there, and that can only be checked. So let's try and go into disassemble mode. That's sort of okay-ish, isn't it? So can we go into disassemble mode? Did we see that? Yeah, we did see that. And we have a status on that. I don't know about the bits inside the actual engine. But we can probably wait with that. We can. Ooh, that just. Ooh, eesh. Yeah, let's try and get it raised up and have a look on that there. Just first off. Here we go. Raise it up, please. Up we go. I mean, it's a cute little thing, isn't it? So let's try and switch it over here. Yeah, that is red. That's red. That's also over here, for example. So if we go over here, we see that's bad. What about the leaf spring? 48. 46. 46 for the buffer or bumper. Yeah, buffer. Rubber bumper. No, rubber buffer. I mean, you can't say that 3 times fast, can you, if you are not thinking straight? See there? Oh, that's 48 as well on that little clamp. What about the steering knuckle over there? 50. That's actually one of the better parts of the car. Rather shockingly. See here? Yep. We just need to take that bit off here. So basically, the whole block of front bits here's got to come off. So we can actually examine the whole thing. And that's also completely bent. Oh, so that can only be examined on a test path, can it? That's not what you told me earlier. Right, can we just examine this thing by removing it? See, that should technically give us a list of it. Yeah, 43 is the limit. And that's 48. See, I can do this, you know. You just take it off to look at it. Bolt it in. Bolt it in. And what about these there? You just got to take that out there as well. We can't just disassemble that, though. Although we could probably... Have we done the rear parts of the car yet? I don't... Oh, dear. I don't... Have we? Have I looked into the rear part? Well, probably... Oh, look at this back here. Because it's rear-engined, rear-wheel drive. It's an absolute sodding mess back here. Flywheel cover. And what about the oil pan? I mean, we kind of just got to give this one a real good once-over because it's really worn out. And here I was expecting that this could be quite a quick one to do at the end. Turns out it really isn't. What about the bracket up there? No, but we also got to now do a visual inspection of all of the bushings and that. Up there, that's not actually bushing though. Are there any bushings on the back end? Well, I don't know. Swing it. Okay, let's get the tyres off. There's no other way of doing this. Just get the tyres off. We need to inspect the brakes as well. I can already see a lot of rust on the other side. Oh dear, that does not look good, eh? 46%. Let's go in here. We need to disassemble here. Could we take out the cap, please? Thank you. And then that is 50%. I mean, we've got to go in and have a look at the drums in here, or rather the braking system. This is not a disc braking. This is a drum brake. I can't tell you what's different. I can just tell you that there are differences in the systems and the way they work. Exactly what they are is not really my forte. Over here, that also looks okay. I mean, that's very worn there, but it's not showing up as red, so I'll give that a pass. What about the bushing over there? I just need. Can we get that in a decent position to actually see that bushing? That's what I kind of want to try and do here. Oh, I mean, that looks okay, I think. Let's have a look. See here. No, that's okay actually. So we can cancel that. What about the stars of 47%? Fuel tank. Can we? Oh, I just took the fuel tank off. Didn't mean to do that. That's 45%, so we don't actually need to mend that at all. We can then go ahead and, yeah, I think, have we found everything according to this? On controlling car we did, on the muffler and that clutch release bearing. Oh, where's that? Oh, let's try and go in here into disassemble mode, try and go into the underside here. I just think we need to kind of open this up. This should be, I don't know if there's lots of oil though. You may have to just do a free oil change then. That makes sense, doesn't it? Coming up here. Yep. See, I think that's all cleaning cost. Are we now in the actual engine compartment here? So what's going on here? Let's have a look and see. Camshaft accessible from the engine bay. Yeah. I mean, that's all the bottom of the engine part. So there needs to be lots of oil in here. And I've removed that oil. Where's the clutch? The clutch is on the other side of the gearbox. This is where I kind of get out of my depth. Because I don't know these parts of the car very well, if I'm completely honest. So can we go in here and, well, we need to take off the starter motor here. That's the starter motor, correct? Think so. What about this? Can we take this off now? No, we can't. We need to remove the drive axles. That does make sense. Let's try and take that off here then. Off you go, off you go. What about the other side of the motor vehicle? Over here? Oh, we need to get rid of that wheel as well. Christ. Lots of wheel removing today. All 4 off there. And what do we see here? Oh, we need to get rid of that thing as well. Get rid of the... where's the little... Oh, yeah, there's a little rubber thing up there. Little rubber buffer at the very top, which sits on top of the socket, which is what you need to do. And then we take that off there. That's a broken part, right? And what about this here? Okay. Okay. Okay, take you off. Take you off here. We just need to examine this again. Or on this side as well. We don't want to do it again. What about that here? 49. What about the hub itself here? Let's hold it down and see. No, that's okay. 49, 49. That's okay. And that looks alright as well. We just need to go in here. We need to grab the little drive shaft over here. Or drive axle. Oh, do we need to take something off over here? We probably need to get the wheel hub off, don't we? No, we're in assemble, or in examine mode. That's the issue. Oh dear, we're inside a car park there. Let's try and not do that as much. We're only half inside one now. That's an improvement. But what do we see here? Here we've got rubber bushing. So what's now interfering here? The flywheel cover is... That's no good. Take that off there. And that's a flywheel. So can we examine that here? Yeah, we can. That's a 44. That's just 1% off. Now we can take the gearbox. I don't know if we're taking the whole gearbox off or we're just taking off the housing. I'm guessing the clutch is actually inside here, which is why I'm taking it out. I may be horribly wrong. Off we go. So what do we see? We do see clutch parts in here. Oh, that's smashing. There we go. So we need to take that one off. I think that's a broken one. And I think we can see pretty much everything else here, right? Or 43%, that is just on the limit. So can we disassemble that? No, we can't. We need to take off this clutch plate here. Now, normally, I wouldn't get involved with these parts here. But seeing as this is just a video game, I don't really mind. Over here, let's see, clutch plate. Ooh. I have seen one of those when they are shattered. And, well, it was not for a curb, it was for something else. And I can tell you that it's not a pretty sight. Especially when you have to have one specially made to fit some equipment you've got. But that's a whole other issue. Let's check that there. That's A-OK. So I think we now know most of what's wrong, don't we? Oh, look at all of this part here. This will be... Okay. Ordering parts could be an entire episode for itself here. So front wheel hub. How many do we need of that? Just one. So let's get one front wheel hub. And that has to be the mallet parts. Hang on, no. Let's just make sure that we got it right here. Oh, no, we don't. This is from the previous car as well. I want to sell that. I want to sell that. That. The nice thing here is that the mallet requires its own unique systems out here. So let's get a muffler. Let's type in up here, muff. See, we've got a muffler there. And what else do we need? No, no, no. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. There we go. A spring. Let's try and do spring. Bang in. And what else do we need? No, no, we need a rear drive axle. Let's do drive. Rear drive axle. Thank you. One of those, please. And flywheel cover is okay. Clutch release bearing is most certainly not. So let's type in that. Or C-L-U-T-C-H. Clutch release bearing. That one, and I think we needed a clutch plate as well. So let's see here. Yeah, we did. So that's that there. That's that there. And that is... Is that it? I mean, it took us a long time. I think it's because we had to do most of the engine apart in order to actually do it. Can we... Oh, dear. No, we can't open that up because we're not near the car. Over here, though. Flexible clamp. Where's that? Muffler, clutch release bearing. And in a... Oh, hang on. Have I've forgotten to do... Oh, that's the issue. Yeah, we need to take apart all of this bit up here as well. So I got myself a bit over enthusiastic there with just doing my clutch and gear issues. Take that off. Over here we've got remove full bolts. Two on either side. Holding that on. Take that off. Yeah, that is removed. And we need to go over here, see what it is. Can we not do the outer tyre rod? No, we could probably need to do the tyre first. That would be logic, wouldn't it? So let's do this here, and we'll order the final parts after that. Although we should probably just do one at a time, but, you know. Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. Let's finish up the back end of the car. What do we need to do here? Now, could we get rid of that? And then we need to engine over here. Assemble mode is probably what we need to do, actually. Clutch plate, attach that, and then a clutch pressure plate. Oh, that requires something here to be bolted on. Over here and over here as well. Now, the bits that we're bolting on probably doesn't move, I think. But I don't know how any of that works, though. Well, it doesn't really matter. Thankfully, we can't actually do anything to the gearbox itself, can we? We'll attach it here. Now, what I want to try and do now, once we finish this car, is take some of the parts back and try and see if I can't mend them myself. And perhaps reuse some of them later on. Because that would save me some money, I think. Well, if I'm being a cheeky sod, and let's be honest, I'm a mechanic, so I probably am. Which means that I can actually just give them a refurbished part in place of a new part, which is good. Flywheel cover will go on here. That requires 3 little bolts here. On they go. I'll just charge them the full price, though, is what I meant. I don't know if that's what I conveyed, but that was my intent anyway. Straight over. It's a cheeky thing to do, but that's what I've been led to believe that mechanics do. We'll attach over here. Straight up. Straight on. And on you go. And on you go. And what else do we need? We need to do the brakes. We also need to do the shock absorber here. So that's in there. And a socket. That's okay. And what about the buffer up here? Yes, that'll do. Rear brake drum. Oh, that requires those proper manly bolts, doesn't it? Presumably because it holds on to the part that makes the car stop, which can be quite forceful at times. Oh, we got the little cap there. Now it's just the wheel, I think. At least on that side, so we'll swap over onto... Oh, do we need to do anything on this side? Let's go into assembly mode. No, but we may need to do stuff on this side. I don't know. Let's see here. No, I think the rear is... Oh, no, it's not. Because we need to do the brake bits here as well. Just bolt this on. Bolt this on. The nice thing is you can't forget to do the parts inside the brake drums, for example. Because the game will object you to doing that. So I think that's it sorted. I can actually lower it down and just do the muffler as well. While I'm at it, let's have a look here and see. There we got the muffler there. And then we got all of that there. Yeah, hang on here. Let's just go into the engine room. And go into assemble mode. Attach here. A new muffler. Right there, look at the difference between what we had before. Pretty much every other parts that are in here. And the new muffler. It's such a world of difference. I mean, they really should give this car big ones over, shouldn't they? That would be well deserved of it. We need now to go into here. I think we need to disassemble here. We need to just fill it up until we think it's had enough and then check the dipstick down there. To see here, probably about there. We'll have a bit of a look-see and see. We can just keep going until it falls out of the engine. But somehow that doesn't seem right. Oh, we can give it a bit more. Fill it in here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And stop there. And have a look into the dipstick. Yeah, that's okay. And what about down here? All of that is okay. And yep, that's okay, I think. Close setup. Let's have a look in here and see. Loud one accelerating, and that out here. And then it's just the front bits that we need to have a look at again. We can close the front thing there. Even though that's technically not a bonnet. But it's not really a boot lid either, is it? So let's have a look here and take apart these business over here. Reassemble or disassemble. Take away this here. I'll just need to take a quick break. So here we go. What are the parts over here? Let's see. Well, we took that bit off. That's probably already fixed. What about that? That's at 50. 52. That looks okay. Well, I mean, it sort of could be better, couldn't it? But it doesn't matter. Oh, we need to take that wheel off, don't we? Disassemble. Wheel off. All of this over here. I mean, we've done half of the car. We've done the back. Now we're doing the front. I don't know if its actual work-wise is 50-50 split. But in my mind it is. We need to go up here and we need to take off this thing up here. But first we need to get rid of a bushing or two. There's one on the opposite side as well. Just take that off. And there's two proper nuts holding this part on, isn't there? Look at that. That's a proper nut, isn't it? There was two of them there. So let's see here. Do we got any more parts? Oh yeah, we got the inner tie rod, don't we? So take off the outer tie rod. Take off the inner tie rod. And also have a look at the steering rack here. Oh, we can't. Because there's another bit... Oh, pardon me, there's another bit over there. Let's take that off then. And see, that's 49%. That's okay. So, I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that it is. Examine here. Let's have a look. See inside our thing. Flexible clamp front knuckle pin. Hang on, I don't think I've actually uncovered that issue here. Steering front knuckle. So the front knuckle pin is presumably in there somewhere. So let's go and hit examine mode. Oh, that's on 47%. Let's try and take this apart. Just so we are sure that we've found the front knuckle pin. Just to be safe here and see. Front knuckle, front wheel hub. That's okay. Where's the knuckle pin, though? That's the thing. Front suspension arm, front knuckle. Oh, I think I've had this issue before. Right, well, let's go in here. Disassemble. Disassemble mode, please. Yeah, I want to do the thing in the middle. Thing in the middle that goes green. There we go. That's the thing out here. Get rid of that. And see if we uncover the thing I'm looking for. Go on down. Front wheel up. Let's get rid of that and see here. Can we examine anything there? No, we can't. What about the opposite side then? Let's try and disassemble here. Just to see if it's in here somewhere. Inside the braking system. Let's see here. Go into here. Examine mode. Wheel hub bearing, front wheel hub. No. No. Oh, front wheel. Oh, let's see here. What happens if we get rid of this thing here? Does that just vanish into thin air? So what about this here? No, we just kind of just strip that bit off, don't we? So let's see here. Well, maybe we have the parts. Let's run over and have a look at all the parts I need to order now. Open up here. Muffler's been replaced. Spring, I don't think has anything out here. So we need spring times 1. Let's stop that in here. Spring. One of these, thank you. I don't know if we already did that though. Oh, anyway. Rear drive axle, that's a 43. So let's try and do one of those. Rear drive axle. Grab me one of those. Oh, did we already change those? I think we may have. Oh, we got clamps here. We need a flex clamp. We'll just do flex. That'll be enough, won't it? Flex clamp. There we go. It would indeed. And what about here? Flex clamp, leaf spring. That's okay. Outer tyre rod. So let's just do rod. Outer tyre rod times 1. Or do we need 2? No, 1 is okay. And we also need a 1 knuckle pin. Right, yeah, 1 knuckle pin. And an inner tyre rod times 1. So we can do that here and then do a pin. Just in the pin, P-I-N, front knuckle pin. Anything else we need? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think everything else is A-okay. So we'll run over here and we'll bash this together. Do we have any kind of springs over here? Springy. Maybe it's at the front that we need a spring. I go over here to this side of the vehicle and have a look around. Assemble mode. We'll do the front knuckle pin. Just tighten up these bolts here. There we go. We've got a couple of bushings we need to put in over here. Just do that one there. Tidy it up. And we need to do this one over here. Same one. Tidy it up. We also need to do the steering rack, don't we? We want to do the corners and that in this car. So we kind of need it. So let's do the tyre rods. The new one over here. A new one over there as well, just so we combine the new parts. If we swing over here, we can do the other one, the tie rod. Oh dear, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Now let's go into disassemble mode. Take that off. Go into assemble mode. do that here. I mean, why am I not a mechanic? Can you people tell me that? Because quite clearly, I am a mechanical genius. Attach that there. We just need a couple of bolts just done in there. And that bit over here. That bit over there. But probably something to do with the fact that they can't be bothered to get, you know, like, oily hands and that. Doesn't really appeal to me that much, to be honest. We'll attach that over here. Just this bit here. Up we go. Let's see up here. Now, I get why people do these kind of things just as a hobby. I mean, it'll get you away from the missus for a while, which after, you know, a while, it kind of is what you want. If you've been going out with the same woman or man or whatever these days, it's just confusing because you're not supposed to judge people by what they look like. But that's the easiest thing, you know. Tidying it up here, though. I mean, after a while, you kind of just, you know, much like your family and that, you kind of just want to be alone from them. And when you get kids and that, they kind of do, you know, become your family. So, but enough about that here. So sometimes if you are a bloke, same with dogs. I mean, I kind of understand why, you know, when you become of child age where you like get kids and that you as a father would like a dog because you kind of get to walk it and be alone and not have, you know, your wife and your kids around you. I mean, it does make sense. Like, I recently had brunch, which admittedly ended at 4 p.m, which is a very long brunch, I'll admit, but it ended up being cakes and that, so it was lovely. But yeah, it ended up saying that they had a, I think it was a birthday or something, or just, you know, just a social visit from someone who the wife decided to run home, which was about 15, 20 miles. And I mean, it does make sense because the dad would then take the kids back home and she'd get to run all alone all the way home. I mean, why wouldn't you? Let's be honest out here, it does make sense. Because, I mean, frankly, let's be honest, the dad just took the kids into McDonald's or something like that on the way home. They were all happy. She got a run home, all happy, and everyone worked out fine. Have we actually mended everything? Well, that does mean that I bought a couple of things there that I didn't need. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, it's got the sturdier suspension out the back because it's rear-engined. That does make sense, I have to say. Well, let's assemble here with the wheels. Over there. Attach it up. And attach it up there. I mean, it's the same thing you do DIY, don't you think? You know, I've got a shed to build, woman. Don't disturb me. Or in some cases, it's probably the woman that built sheds. Which is perfectly fine, as long as she goes away, I suppose. Attach it up there. And attach it over there. And is that it? Let's have a look here and see. Order mode. Oh, yes, I've done it. Finished the job there. Now, that was a good one, I think. So let's move over here and see if you got anything. Well, we got several. Loud exhaust and car is loud. Well, I think I've done enough for this video, so I hope you've enjoyed this New Year special. I do hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and we'll see you tomorrow when it's 2017, which will hopefully be a much, much better year than 2016 was, because sort of overall, it was a pretty crap year. Anyway, goodbye and Happy New Year.